Right, everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. And to all the first-time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. And to all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video, and it helps out the YouTube channel. It lets me know that you appreciate the time and effort that I put into making these videos. So I really appreciate that very much from all investors and viewers. Stay tuned towards the end of the video because I do have a ticker symbol to share with you guys that if you don't have it already on your watch list, you definitely want to have this one moving forward. And it has a lot to do with the EV sector, and it has so much potential that many investors are overlooking, especially how institutional investors are loading up on it. They see something we don't see. You always got to think about it that way. And this is one of those stocks, no pun intended, that you're investing for tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. So here we are. CTRM broke through yesterday's support. You can clearly see that. You can see how the bulls try to come back up. Rejection, fell back down, and it's sitting at 88 cents. Now, a lot of investors are starting to lose a little bit of hope because this is pulling away from $1. We've talked about it several times. This needs to stay above $1. This is so important for CTRM to stay above $1. If it can't do that, it's losing traction. I am going to be honest. It's losing traction more than ever, and it has to start to prove itself or build itself back up. Now, we saw this hit a low here of 65 cents, the last pullback. And the pullback was huge, right? It almost went down half of where it was at, 1.2 all the way to 0.6. So anything below 0.6, I would see it as a huge red flag. But the fact that it's losing momentum here and it's, lasting a lot of days in this trajectory, that's not a great sign. Now, the overall market, it's having its pullbacks, it's having its moments, and it's getting a little rocky. Well, we are going to be in a rocky market for almost the next several months, weeks, probably, maybe even most of the year if this continues. Because we have one day, yields really high, then they're falling down. Then we also have the fear indicators looking really low and then all of a sudden going really high and spiking back up. I mean, it is very volatile and it's so confusing, right? But we want to stay focused because fundamentals don't change. So CTRM has grown its fleet. CTRM is profitable, okay? Now, quarterly for last year, they only had one profitable quarter, and that was Q4, which they went ahead and probably used as like their earnings for the beginning of the year. But Q1, Q2, 3, probably even 4 of 2020, not so great, right? We want to be aware of that. But every year before that, 2018, even back to 2017, they've been profitable. I believe that Castor Maritime Inc., if it could hold itself up and it could stay listed and not get delisted or reverse splitting, because we've seen that conversation as well. Could it reverse split? Could it actually go ahead and, get delisted? Those are all possibilities, and those are the worst case scenarios. But if it could just hold itself up above $1 or get as close as it can to it again, I believe CTRM will become more profitable than it's ever been with the growth of its fleet. This stock has been growing, right? And the company itself has been growing. The only thing is that at the end of the day, it's a penny stock. And the penny stocks are very risky, very volatile, and sometimes have a lot of potential, or sometimes are just potential in the air, right? Left in history, which is basically this was the most that we were going to see anytime soon. And then we have all the other possibilities, delisting, reverse split, and so forth. I still think there's room here for CTRM to go up. I could see this getting anywhere between $3 to $5 if the potential really comes to stay above $1. It starts to prove itself, starts to show revenue, which is so important, and grow that fleet and continue to execute quarter after quarter. CTRM will be golden, but we'll have to see if they can come through. That's something that only CTRM CEO and company can do for us. We can't create that, right? even though we may see it or want it. So the 50-day moving average here is 92 cents. I want every single investor and viewer to be aware of that. I'm just going to round down and up based off of the percentage and stuff to the hundreds or thousands place. So 92 cents. That lands right there at one of our resistance levels, right? Before the bigger dip and this slight pullback upwards. That is a key resistance level to get back into bullish territory. I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware of that. We're sitting at 88 cents. Our support is 87. If that gets broken through, we need to watch this carefully. And our next support level, based off the chart, is way down here, 65 cents. I would use a midway point here, and this is optional. And I'm going to share with you guys here at 78 cents, okay? 78, and then all the way down here at 65, 64 cents. You want to keep that in mind. But right now, before getting to any of those numbers, 87.10 is the exact point, 87 cents for the bulls to not allow this to go any lower, and that's what the bears want to break through to pull this down to newer lows. So you want to keep that in mind. Now our resistance, and this does not signify that the bulls have gained control, is 89.72. If that gets broken through, which is 89 cents, or if you want to round it up to 90, you can. This is a signification that the bulls are getting one step closer to the 50-day moving average, but it's not a guarantee that they've gained control over the chart. This is just an indication to let us know where the momentum is going. I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware of that, but this is the first step to get one step closer to the 50-day moving average and then end up in bullish territory. As always, guys, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Stay tuned to the end because I have a ticker symbol you won't want to miss, and you definitely want to add it to your watch list. Alright everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for Tomorrow, and to all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel, and to all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watched this video, that you found it helpful and informative, and you found value in everything that I put in to these efforts of making these videos. So I really appreciate that. It goes a long way and it helps out the YouTube channel. Now, let's jump right into it. So the Workhorse website is what I have pulled up here, and I want you guys to go check it out if you haven't already, to go ahead and see all the different items and products that they have coming moving forward. But the first thing I want you guys to know about Workhorse is that Workhorse has a lot to do with investing for tomorrow, and not the channel. I mean literally investing for tomorrow, no pun intended, as I always say. And this is a sector that is not, I'm not saying untouched, but just getting ramped up. And there's so much potential moving forward for this company that it's outstanding compared to what we see out there. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to be able to 5x, 10x your money. I could definitely see this 2x to 3x, and this is not financial advice. I'm not here to tell you guys to buy, sell, or hold. I'm just here to enlighten you guys. So let me share with you guys why there's so much room for this to grow. So the first thing is, today I went ahead and tweeted WKHS stock at $14.88 and dropping, yet institutional ownership keeps going up every day. This stock will 2x. That's my bold statement there, and I'm just saying it through a tweet, and I feel pretty confident about this. Now, that's just me being conservative. It could probably go a little bit higher than that, but 2x is certainly possible. So let's look at the chart. So it continued going lower since I talked about it, right? I said it at $14.88. It's at $14.54. Does this have room to go even lower? Yeah, this can touch $12. This can probably touch $10. Now, I've been talking about this one since this big pullback over at the Patreon, right? So if you guys want to know what stocks I'm watching live and what's on my watch list and weekly watch list, you can go ahead and join us over at the Patreon. I will put the link down below in the comments. It'll be pinned in that section. So here we are, and it touched 13 and it touched a low here of $12.60, and it ran up to $19 really fast. That was just like in a few days. It kept going back and forth, hit $19. That was a quick play for me. I definitely went ahead and took advantage of that volatility, and I saw an opportunity as soon as I saw it in the oversold section. I thought that this was all temporary pullback and so forth. Then it continued going lower, and now I'm looking at Workhorse long term. I'm not going to do anything crazy or fast like that. I'm really seeing potential here moving forward, and because some institutional ownership has really caught my eye. So we're going to go over that in just a moment. It hit a low here of $11, came back up to almost 19 at 18.50. It's pulling down now, sitting at 14.56. So let's go ahead and look here what it is that Workhorse has an opportunity and why is it something that you would want to have on your watch list. Well, the first thing is institutional ownership that believes in zero carbon emissions. I have it highlighted here. And BlackRock is one of the largest institutional ownerships, and this is their bold statement and their slogan right now. So risk will always be in the market, and I love how they say it, turning risk into opportunity. We believe that the transition to a net zero carbon emissions world will reward firms, sectors, and regions that adjust. So that's another thing that sometimes you have to do as an investor. You need to start adjusting to what's bound to come. Okay? Then you want to do your research on the company, and then you want to do your research on the likelihood of that company succeeding with everything that they're saying that they're trying to succeed in. So this is a big deal right here, that net zero carbon emissions. Well, let's go ahead and see who is the top 3 owners of Workhorse. So here we are with Workhorse, and let's go ahead and scroll down so we could see that. So this is right here, the institutional ownership, Workhorse Group Inc. So the top 3. So the first one's AMP Holdings, right, with 12 million. Then we have BlackRock Inc. with 7 million. And then we have here Stephan D, right, with 6 million. So when we look at the top 3, number 2 is BlackRock. BlackRock's statement has to do with zero emissions and the transition of the new world of EV sector and clean energy and the way we do things. That right there is a bold statement for them, and it's a bold statement to see them being the second largest institutional owner. Now, Cathie Wood here, it's reporting 1.9 as of the 19th of March. And when we pull up the most updated ARQ, ETF PDF on the 22nd, today's the 23rd, they have a total of 3.9 million going on to 4 million. It's going to be very interesting to me to see the new updated one for today if they reach 4 million. I look forward to that. That's going to be a big deal. And they're trying to catch up to BlackRock. And let's go ahead and see Vanguard. Vanguard's position is 5 million. They're actually trying to catch up to Vanguard first before they can get to BlackRock. Big, bold statements here from institutional ownership. And yes, if you look up Workhorse right now, they're being attacked, right, by different firms. But you need to think about that. Is that a potential threat or is it actually permanent? That's what you need to think about as an investor. You need to look out ahead. And when we see these institutional ownerships being so high, it's easy for them to go buy millions of shares. But us, the little guys, the little people, the retail investors, the longer it stays within these prices, the more shares we can rack up at affordable deals, right? Quote unquote, if this is a deal, right? I can be completely wrong. But if it is a deal, which everything seems to turn that way, and just because they lost one contract that everyone was expecting, it just dipped down. But this had a lot to do with hype, and I think this is back to reality. And I think that at some point reality will end up back to these numbers or possibly past that. That's my opinion there. I'm just sharing it with you guys. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to tell you guys to buy, sell, or hold any positions. But the longer these prices stay at these numbers, the more bullish I am and the more of an opportunity for us, the little retail investors, to load up on shares that we can go ahead and nibble at the prices that we can afford. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to seeing your guys' thoughts, and let's make some money.